Hello humans! Welcome to my channel, All Is Flux. I'm Matt, and this is my van, the Stygian Rig, and my home for the past 2 years now. I've recently returned from my grand van adventure and successfully reintegrated back into society. So, what's been happening? Well, the van needed quite a bit of repairs and maintenance done, so luckily I was able to get my job back at the bookstore fairly quickly, and I've been mostly working just to get those expenses taken care of. It's been super awesome to be back with my humans, especially after being alone for so long. I was even able to go to some of my nephew's soccer games, which was really cool. A hummingbird built its nest in the tree next to where I parked the van. So over the past couple weeks, I've been able to watch the babies grow and eventually leave the nest and fly out on their own. That was super awesome. The carnivorous plants that I brought back from the California carnivorous plant bog have been doing great, living on my dashboard. And I was able to swap out all of the books that I read while I was on my trip. I gave the van some much needed cleaning. There was a 3-month patina of bugs that had built up on the van over the 7,500 miles that I ended up traveling. This crazy van project of mine has taken up the last 2 years of my life, and now that it's complete, I needed to figure out what I'm going to be doing next with myself. I was a veterinary technician for over 10 years, and I desperately wanted to leave the field. I wanted a new career, something that I would be passionate about and enjoy and feel fulfilled in doing so. I did a lot of soul searching on the trip and decided that since I love cooking and I love food so much, that perhaps something in the culinary field would be a good fit. So I applied to culinary school and got accepted. I am very excited, but also a bit nervous for this new path forward. Luckily, I have a van, so I don't need to worry about housing or rent, but it's still going to be challenging to go to school full-time and make enough money to get by. So that's all the fun and exciting things that are happening in my life right now. Lots of big changes. Excited and nervous. So if you want to see what it's like for someone with zero building experience, trying to figure out how to build out a van, check out my van build playlist. And if you want to see me reap the rewards of finally finishing said van, check out my grand van adventure playlist, where I travel for 3 months straight all around the western US. Life is crazy. You never know where it's going to take you. All is flux. Hello humans. So we've been back in society for a few weeks now, and decided I wanted to make some changes to the garage here. I really didn't like having this gas thing out front like this, and since I've pretty much given up on the drawer deck with all the things that have been installed here now, I've decided I'm going to rip it all out. I'm going to push this gas locker back and have it tucked away and just tidy up this area, get a little bit more room for storage, especially long things. I've got my awning accoutrement that don't fit anywhere in the van. So that's the project for today. We're gonna rip this thing apart. Oh, and also I got a replacement accumulator, so hopefully my water won't pulse anymore. That sure would be nice. All right, let's see here. I know Some of the shit in here is glued in, so that's gonna be super fun. But fingers crossed it won't be too crazy. Well, I guess I'll just start unbolting as much as I can. Alright, now I gotta detach the water lines. Oopsies. Probably should have depressurized the sink first, but whoopsies. Alright, I gotta take this fitting off. These PEX fittings are a pain in the ass to get off though. Oh, that worked. Nice. Woo! Alright, while that drains, I want to take this thing apart and see why it never worked. That's not what I was expecting. Huh.
It's on? Hello. I just saved us $5,000.
Damn.
For medical bills. I called them and they said no. No. How many people will probably just get those bills in and just pay it?
Like a dummy.
You do that. Actually, you just wouldn't pay it. You just let it go to collections.
What does that even mean? What is that?
The accumulator that never worked.
Oh.
I took it apart to see if I could see what was up. I don't see anything obvious. Maybe the seal around the edge just lost it. I don't know. So we're stuck on here. All right, I think that'll do it. All right. Oh, I did glue that shit in. Damn it. All right, now I gotta get the drawers out. No, there's definitely no more screws in there. Yep, it's just glue. Damn, that shit is strong. That wasn't even running. The other one came out easy. Alright, I just gotta get this frame out of here. Unfortunately, I glued it in. So we'll see how... Hopefully it doesn't tear this up too much. We shall see. Okay, I got it off, but not cleanly. There's all this extra wood that's left here, so I gotta think about that, how I'm gonna get that off. Just chisel it off, I guess. All right, welcome to day 2 of this awesome garage project. Had to stop off and get a couple extra tools out of my storage unit this morning. Also got this chisel at Home Depot so we can get rid of all this extra wood. Had a long, good think about things last night, got a good plan. So we are gonna get this done today, son. I decided I am gonna remove this last piece and get it all cleaned up. And then once we get the placement for the tank, the tank and the gas box, I'm gonna get a plan for finishing out the cabinetry here, because this is a fucking mess and needs some more structure. Okay, made some good progress here. I decided to box in the batteries. I got that kind of, you know, it's not great, but it's closed up. I had to make a few adjustments with the water tank because it was a pretty tight squeeze after losing those few inches of overhang. But I got that fixed. So yeah, so now I've got the tank kind of drawn out, and I'm gonna try to get the gas locker fit in here and see what we're dealing with. That's the water tank line right there, so that's barely gonna fit in there. I gotta think about this a little bit here. Okay, I'm not doing good at recording this project because there's a lot of like having to figure things out and going back and redoing things, and it's very frustrating, and so I can't really be bothered with the camera. But tank is in, pump frame is on, pump is on. I got the new accumulator. That should fit on there pretty good. This on first. Oops, did the wrong way. I'll sit just like that. That's good, right? All right, now we gotta refit the gas pipe. All right, got the yellow tape. tape. Now I need to make the extension for the shower. So just an hour or so ago, I was literally cursing myself for even starting this project. But now, I'm really glad I did, because now that things are almost done, I've gotten things together kind of more tightly. Like the tubes and everything. I think it's going to work out even better. And I like how I'm going to be able to box everything in now. Yeah, man, I'm glad I did this. There we go. All right, there's that. Now we just got to get both ends of this prepped. And so I'm going based on this old one. It was about, yeah, right about there. That's good to go on this end. All right, time to drill the new drainage hole. Woohoo! We did it. Nice. That's gonna be way better airflow than this is what we were dealing with before. I tried just using this existing hole for some reason. But now we'll have the full circumference. Okay, now as the tricky part, connecting the actual tubes. So that's gonna go back there. Okay, this part's gonna be really tricky. I was thinking I might have to move the mattress back and move the slats to get down into it, but I'm gonna see if I can finagle it here. This is the hole I'm working from. All right, I think that might be good. Fingers crossed. It's gonna fall. Oh no. Okay, gas is on. We got fire. We got water. The accumulator's working nice. See how smooth that is? Hopefully it stays that way. Man, that was a lot of work, but we got it done. Oh, I'm exhausted. We fucking did it. That's awesome. All right, and here we have the finished product. Got the battery bank boxed in nice, so I can actually store some stuff on top of that. So I've got more ground space. I've got the cabinets closed up. It's not pretty, but you know, neither is the rest of the van. That's okay. This is functioning. Gas lockers pushed back real nice. I've got all this open space now. I boxed in the pump stuff. So yeah, I'm really happy with how this turned out. Look at all this stuff I can fit in here. I can put some long things on top of the battery banks without having to worry about anything touching the contacts. Yeah, this is just really good. And the gas locker was connected to the bed frame and that bottom panel, because that bottom panel didn't really have any support because it was a pocket. And so yeah, everything was just really horribly designed and awkward, and now it's a lot better. I love it.